how you want to start this, man?
That's on you. You brought the topic up, so I was like, I don't know much about it. I had to do
Okay, you go.
some, just for some context, I had to look it up earlier today and or minutes before I came here. So,
All right. So
I'm just being honest,
Yeah,
you know.
you do the same thing that Rashawn does.
Oh man, let me put my notebook. Let me bring my notebook out.
Rashawn be
Scare
like,
'em.
yeah, and look what I found. I was like, okay. All right. So we talk about Jay-Z.
Yep.
All right. And I also come from another angle, but you and I, we've already sparred a couple of times pre-game.
Yeah, real quick. Why ain't anybody talking about this fool had some thick locks, and he came out with an afro?
Everybody's talking about it.
Are they?
So
I haven't seen an article but one.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the. Dang, man. See, this could be like a 3-hour show, man. So I wanted to go, and you tell me what angle you want to come from. I was trying to go from the angle of the hypocrisy of fans and non-fans, Jay-Z's legacy, and his business acumen, or lack thereof.
I mean, the man made $1 billion. His worth is $1 billion, right? I'm gonna say his business acumen has to be somewhat great. You're making $1 billion. Whether you did that whether you cheated people or not, that remains for discussion.
Yeah.
The business acumen, not to take anything away from that.
Got you. Yeah.
The hypocrisy part, we can go all day with that one.
Now that was my three. But so what was your thing you wanted to?
Mine was when I earlier today we brought it up, and so we just started. Was when he did the Roots picnic. What was that for? What was his intention? Was it to reconnect with the hip hop community and the culture? Or is that just a specific business strategic move? Because remember, as we kept talking about this the other day, he's a businessman first. The artist is down the line because he's also a club owner, and I believe he owns a alcohol beverage, something like that, and has other ventures from
media, Rock Nation,
Rock Nation, all that. So he's looking. I'm thinking from his standpoint, he's got to be thinking business first, right? And how is this going to benefit me and my brand first? Whether that means, I ruffles up some feathers because I made a diss track and I'm kicking,
Yeah, but you mentioned one other thing too.
What did I mention?
Which is, my list could get longer and longer, but you mentioned, one of the first things you mentioned was what I heard on the internet too with non-Jay-Z fans.
I never said non-Jay-Z fans.
No, I said that. I said what I heard from other non-Jay-Z fans. His age, they're making that a big issue, and his relevance.
Oh, yes, I did.
So
I made a parallel with age, right?
You didn't make a big point about it, but you did bring it up.
No, I did forget about that, and I appreciate you reminding me because that was one thing I did hear was it sounded very, we're going to what are those things? A poetry night,
Yeah.
The relation to current hip hop enthusiasts to how he was spitting with diss tracks and how Dre, Kendrick, and all these guys were delivering
listen to
this. I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was.
I think people are.
Well, let me say real quick. Half of it, actually, most of it, I'm not a big Jay-Z fan, so I don't keep up with what a lot of people hate him on or dislike of his. I just never really been a fan. Reasonable Doubt is probably the only album I've ever been.
Do you think he's a great rapper?
I wouldn't say great.
Damn. You're going to start a fist fight.
What is great in hip-hop?
Well, when I say great rapper, I'm just among the contenders. I'm not saying that he's got to be your top 5 or he's
current and past
top 3. But see, that's the thing that I want to kind of touch on a little bit.
Because it's no different than
when did we start putting, honestly, let's just be honest. When did we start putting Jay-Z in the past? Jay-Z has not left the scene. He may not have been performing a whole lot. He may not have had an album out in a few years, but Jay-Z is embedded in the culture. People talk about. He's been silent all this time, and people. That's all they talk. That's all Dame Dash talk about is Jay-Z.
I'm talking about.
So my point is, we're saying,
my thing is,
he's
are we
not relevant?
No. It's not about relevance. Are we comparing greatness from people now to the past?
Well, okay, greatness is a subjective thing.
But that was the question.
But this is a fact. He is on. I think this is relevant because we do it for Eminem. He is on the top 5 of some of your favorite greatest MCs. So does that say anything? That a great artist puts this person in that's your number one guy, whoever it is. I'm sure for you it's Eminem, but no, just Eminem. I like Eminem,
man.
But
ain't nobody say that about me, bro. Okay.
They say, "Hey, man, I studied Jay-Z." I think that,
Sure.
but then you turn around and you say, after how many albums, 10 albums over, 20 something years, oh, he ain't relevant. I think that's a stretch if you don't like him. I get it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like his flow. I never liked his rhymes, which I think, again, is disingenuous. Simply because you don't like his personality or you don't like that he allegedly got over on your favorite rapper or whatever the thing may be. Or you think he's the iron claw behind Rock Nation that's manipulating all these artists and, doing all this fuckery behind the scenes. That, to me, that's apples and oranges. What you say? You can tell I'm on fire over here, right?
I got him triggered, T. I got him triggered. No. You said a lot.
Thanks for letting me get it all out.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to see where your point was. And for me, I feel you're going off in areas where, for me, and this is personal, I can care less. Like, if he is the puppet master, okay, that's none of my business. But if those are truths, then I'm going to look at him in a different way. Mm-hmm. Because if you are a puppet master, okay, I mean, who are you truly doing these business moves for?
And I don't.
And that's the only thing, because I don't really care.
Jay-Z is not my favorite rapper.
Well, my thing is, I don't really care too much about other men's business, first off.
Well, and I get that from your perspective, and I respect that. I'm just repeating what they're saying on the streets, what the consensus is of people who have a criticism of Jay-Z. And how we get to this point where, on the one hand, oh man, Jay-Z, he's the GOAT when it comes to the pen. His pen game is the ish. He's this and that. And he's ghostwritten for all these great artists and this and that. And then you turn around and say, oh, well, his rhymes ain't shit. He has no this, he has no that. I'm just in my head, I'm trying to figure out where that come from. Like, it's confusing.
I think it's
that's like saying Michael Jackson, the first few years, it's like, yeah, oh man, he's the greatest thing since peanut butter. Then 10 years later, you're like, oh man, I ain't really with him. And we always use Michael Jackson as a bar for everything. Whenever you bring up
but he ain't never fell off. We're in 2020.
But that's my point. And this is just one man's opinion.
Jay-Z
has never fallen off.
How has he not? I'll tell you how he's fallen
He's not
off.
had albums out.
Correct. He stayed relevant in the industry through other avenues, right?
Let me ask you.
Michael Jackson stayed relevant. Hold on. Michael Jackson stayed relevant because he still made songs. He still went on tours, international tours.
Okay, so this is what I consider hypocrisy is. And I know you didn't say this. You brought it up, but that wasn't your main point.
Yeah.
He's too old to be rapping. And we older heads, at least hard for the last 5 years, this has been a big conversation in hip hop. in the culture.
Okay.
About older rappers rapping. And some of us, not enough of us, are bringing up the point that and rap is the one of the newer genres of music, right?
Right.
Rap is barely 50 years old right
Right.
now. So your oldest cats right now in hip hop, let's just take out the first 5 years.
Okay.
Hell, I'll give it this. Let's take out the first 10 years. That would mean Lobbin Melly Meloff, who is in his 60s.
Yep.
DJ Red Alert, damn near 70.
Mm-hmm.
So
African Bambaataa passed away recently.
recent past, 69?
I believe so.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
So, although they had issues with African Bambaataa and
Yeah.
kind of tried to kick them out the culture. But imagine telling these guys that, what you've done for your livelihood all your life, you can't do it no more because you're 50. Oh, you shouldn't be. Patti LaBelle, you're 85 years old. You shouldn't be singing anymore.
Sure.
Nikki Giovanni, you're 75. Why are you still doing poetry?
Yeah.
Why are you still writing books?
Tony Bennett was still singing on stage before he passed with Lady Gaga.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
R.I.P.
So that's why I say hypocrisy. Like, so a rapper, and again, I'm piggybacking off things that you said.
Sure.
Of course, a rapper, because of the nature of a rap as a 20-year-old or a 15-year-old, of course his language has to change and evolve. Artists in other genres do the same thing, but it's not probably as profound as it is in hip hop.
Right.
A 55-year-old rapper may not be talking about the block stuff or aspiring to have stuff, because when you're a certain age in real life, you should already have it. I mean, a 50-year-old not going to be aspiring to have a new car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to be talking about the car you had. Not only the car you had, if you're Jay-Z, you're going to talk about the details of the car.
Touche.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that turns people off. Well, he didn't change. He ain't even talking about the street shit no more. Well,
he's 50.
But there is a lane for that. There are people that want to hear that. I, in my 20s, wanted to hear Common. Common really wasn't on that kind of stuff, and people like him, right? There a whole army of other people they don't like that kind of whack shit.
Common. You're talking about backpack conscious rap.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of different than what Jay-Z was rapping about.
No. I'm just saying that there's a lane for different people who like different types of rap music.
Okay.
What happened in the industry was the industry decided that we're just going to stay on this type of thing, and we're going to run that out. The fans didn't say, and I keep bringing Common up because that's the most extreme one I can bring up. I mean, there's everything in between.
Okay.
They didn't say, Common, we don't want to hear no Common. The industry decided they wasn't going to play the Commons on the radio.
Right.
Like talking about. The industry decided they wasn't going to promote the albums of the Commons. You know what I'm saying? So what we got pumped was certain stuff. And so I'm saying all that to say that the criticism is that he's an old man, he shouldn't be rapping. This dude is like, I'm just getting started. What are y'all talking about?
Is he really getting started?
No, I'm just the mindset.
Yeah.
I mean the mindset. He could not be doing that at all. The other thing too is, he makes an appearance at the picnic. And he's doing, by the way, he did a whole set.
Okay.
Right? He did a whole set.
I just saw the
right.
The disc.
That's all they're showing. He did a whole set. He sung all the greats. He brought Beanie out. He brought what's the other guy name? Three other.
Memphis Bleak.
Memphis Bleak out. He brought some other people out.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't not talking about none of that. And they did a whole thing.
That's good.
As a part of that, he did this freestyle off the dome type thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it was some mastermind thing that he said, "Why I'm gonna do this, and this is my moment to go it on." And I really don't think that's what it was. Like I'm gonna mind everybody with this thing. I don't think that's what it was.
What was it?
I just think that I just think that in the moment, that was an opportunity for him to answer a lot of things that had been said about him, and he has a right to do that.
I'm
all animated.
in agreement with a lot of you, brother. His blood pressure is up too. Let me calm down the situation real quick, y'all.
Good Lord. Can we take a break?
Let me lower the temperature.
Can we take a station break? No.
He ain't used to this, T. He used to you interrupting all the time. That's what it is.
Somebody finally listen to me around here, man.
You're going a lot of places for me. You're really going to a lot of places, and I like
it. Me in there.
I like it. I feel, a lot of obviously the hypocrisy comes from just plain out jealousy. Let's just get that out the way. Why else are you worrying about?
You think Dame Dash is jealous of Jay-Z?
I mean, you're talking about Dame Dash?
No, I just threw somebody's name out there.
If it comes to Dame Dash, now that's a different part of the conversation.
So you're a Dame Dash.
I follow him on Instagram. I listen to.
So you didn't think that was a funny hook? You didn't
think it is because check it out. I hear what people say about Dame Dash, and I hear him respond, and then I don't hear Jay-Z respond, and I've heard Big speak, I've heard Bleak speak, I've heard Freeway, Beanie, Young Guns, I've heard a lot of them speak. So I'm putting all the pieces together in my eyes.
Okay.
And so for me, it's like, all right, and other people in the industry are saying similar things that his inner circle were saying about Jay. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess probably some kind of way.
Okay, and he probably is. Look, Jay-Z is probably
and that's why,
not a good dude.
Let me circle back to my point and that's why I say, as a businessman, he strategically knew exactly what he was doing. On top of what I mentioned in the beginning,
about the performance,
the diss, and the whole cutting of the combing out the locks. I just want to understand that because I had locks.
Okay,
for years.
so all
and
right.
For me, I just want to understand just a basic level. And it has nothing to do with my judgment against him. I'm just curious. Like,
that would be
for
him.
What was that about?
Did you ever have locks?
I had locks down to my shins for 22 years.
Okay, but for whatever the reason is, I'm not questioning your reasoning for doing it. Yeah. At some point, for whatever reason, you decide to take them out.
No, and absolutely. My thing was, I'm not critiquing him. I'm just curious because I had locks before. So I'm just curious to be like, hey, man, is that a spiritual
Maybe he was
thing?
done with it.
And that's all I would know. I'm not here to judge him because
I know you're not. I'm not saying that. I'm not pressing you on.
Bro, how you coming at me, son? You better eat another fry. No.
I'm all aggressive.
I'm like all in your throat. He ain't even letting me speak
I'm on your bumper, baby.
He ain't letting me speak. I let him speak.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm about to reclaim my time like we in Congress or something.
There you go. I yield to the gentleman.
Chairman, can you address the witness?
I yield to the gentleman from Arizona.
Thank you. My colleague from across the aisle. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry about that.
That's why I feel Jay-Z did that strategically.
Okay. And
just out of curiosity, I just want to know because, bro, your locks was thick, and now you have a big fro. If you had them for my locks, I couldn't just comb them suckers out.
Well, okay, so number one, Jay-Z is a very rich person. I am sure
resources.
That...
Resources. I get it.
Look, you could have 5 women out there taking his locks off for 2 days straight. Who knows?
Yeah, I was just curious.
But and I'm not when you bring these things up, I'm not responding from what you're saying per se as I am what other people are criticizing.
Oh, I get it now.
So people are saying like, and I didn't know. I've never had dreadlocks before. I thought the same thing. I thought that's kind of like hair that's like disconnected from your head at some point, and it's just this big glob. I have seen them up close, and I'm like, damn.
Sure.
But many people have come out on TikTok and YouTube and stuff and have said, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Locks can be combed out. They have to be done a certain way. I don't know. I've never even seen the process of how motherfuckers get locks, much less take them out. So of course I wouldn't know. I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, Jay. But you can comb them out. Okay, you can comb them out. That's good for me. Let's move on.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's got all this hair. So what? What is he rhyming about?
Here's my thing. I'm stay with me if you can.
In other words, just pump your brakes, Shaka.
Just listen. Imagery is everything, right? Visuals.
Okay.
Should I not take that into account, or at least be like, why'd you do that, man? I'm just curious.
If it was just that, it would be fine.
And right, for me it is. And I get other people, but other people do have their right to just be like, hey, man, what's up with that?
Okay, so
for me now let me finish, add to that. For me, when I had my locks, I practiced the way of life of being a Rastafarian.
Okay.
Right? Eating, the belief, what I ingest.
But most people in America don't. They have locks.
Most people
in America
don't, right? It's more of a fashion.
Yeah.
So me internally, I'm judging him internally like, yo, man, just like I judged myself when I cut mine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I came to a spiritual understanding of, all right, I'm moving into a next chapter in my life. I'm ready to release these. They are a part of me.
Mm-hmm. In other words, you were trying to get some more peace leave. I'm just saying.
I ain't had no trouble when I had it, brother. Come on now. I wanted to just release and let go of some energy. And I do eventually want to twist my locks back when I'm ready and that connection happens. Yeah. No different than when I was ready to start them and when I was ready to let them go. Gotcha. I still have them. Yeah. I hold them dearly. Yeah. Like that holds a lot of my life and energy within them. It is tribal belief in terms of Native Americans about hair and what that means. It's our antennas. It's that connection. So I believe in the deeper meaning of having long hair, locks, not dreadlocks, but locks. Mm-hmm. So for me, the deeper judgment for him would just be like, what's up with that, man? Yeah. What's up with that? You know, no different than if I seen somebody who had nice, even, manicured. But that's different. I'm like, come on, man. Like, are you? So for me, once again, it was you only from learning from Rastafarians. You only get your locks when you're practicing that way of life, and it's not a religion; it's a way of life. Right. It's who you are. Yeah. Other than that, it's not true. It's not authentic and genuine. It's just a hairstyle. Now it is dreadlocks. It's just like, Well, so it's a little bit deeper for me.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you on that. I don't know. I just think that the people that have a problem with it are the people who don't particularly rock with Jay-Z as an artist. I'll just say it like that. Yeah. And that's fine. It's just weird to me. That's all. It's just weird that you say, "What is that look?" What you don't follow him. You're not a fan of his anyway. So why do you care if he has locks in, if he has a high top fade, or if he has a? And number two is, he is an entertainer first and foremost. Is an entertainer, of course. Why does? It matters. Why is he so separate from what entertainers do to get your attention, or to bring attention on themselves? Why is he singled out from that? He's first and foremost an entertainer.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I can.
We're piling all these other things on him because we want him to represent something for ourselves. But I don't know. I just feel like, okay, at the end of the day, regardless of his business acumen, he's maybe a smart, and maybe he's a lucky businessman. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's not a smart businessman. Maybe he's a lucky businessman. Sure. I'm not taking anything away from him. The same with a lot of other people, right? Russell Simmons said 30 years ago that it wasn't so much that he was so smart. He got smart people around him.
Absolutely.
And I think that probably is the biggest thing when we talk about this whole Rockefeller shit.
Yeah.
Perhaps he said, I want the smartest people around me that's going to move in a way that's going to elevate me and put me in. And these guys are not it. These guys are, and I don't know for sure, so nobody come at me. I mean the artist. I don't mean anybody else. Freeway, don't come at me.
Beanie's going to come for you, brother.
Don't come at me.
I ain't messing with beans, man.
these guys are probably still thinking on, and I'm not even talking about the artists. I'm talking about the business dudes, because the artists are the artists, and we keep forgetting it. We get emotional about, this is my favorite rapper that was on the label, help the Locks and people like that who got a problem with Diddy, and they didn't like the contract and all that. At the end of the day, they're artists, not diminishing them, but they're artists. Mm-hmm. These dudes are executives, and they got a record label to run. And mind you, second generation moguls, if you will.
Okay. And
I'm saying second generation from the Barry Gordys.
Yep.
Right? Of course, there were other people before that, but we'll just go with that. They decided that they weren't going to get taken, and they're going to learn the game from the guys before them, and they're going to learn the game and be moguls. Mm-hmm. Right? That's different from saying you're my label mate.
Sure.
So, of course, there's a totally different mindset there. These guys are running like artists, and they got one leg on the block still and one leg out of the block, and they're still doing shit and all this kind of thing. Yeah. That's not how I'm trying to move. I see how to get the money. I see the way to get the money that they're not seeing. And of course, I am just, how you say that? I'm speculating. I don't know that was his mindset or not. Mm-hmm. But clearly they're moving in the way that I'm moving. And I just say that the proof is in the pudding. 15, 20 years later, this dude is here, regardless of whether you think he deserves it or did the right thing to get there or not.
Right.
And these guys are still just talking about what happened 20 years ago.
Sure.
Even the guy who was once the man is in a position where he's doing the same thing. And mind you, I respect Dame Dash for what Dame Dash did in the business. He had a vision, but respectfully, Dame Dash ain't no Barry Gordy. It's just not. Barry Gordy is like 90 years old now. You never heard Barry Gordy sold Motown years ago, but come on now. People are still talking about Barry Gordy being one of the greatest dudes in black music.
Sure.
And look at, and mind you, I say that, but a lot of artists had beef with Barry Gordy. A lot of artists left the label.
Sure.
And he just made another one, and another one,
yeah.
and another one, and another one, and another one. The list goes on and on and on.
Sure.
So that's my only criticism. Is like, we live in this microwave age now where it's like, okay, get it fast and jump out. Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. You mad about this artist who was the crown jewel of your record label? Mm-hmm. Start another record label and get some more crown jewels.
And he did.
Okay.
He has an album out called Black Guns with Freeway. It's more rock.
Okay.
When
did that came out?
I got you, Dame.
No, when did it come out?
This came out, what, last year?
Okay.
2 years ago?
Okay, so
he even got his own network. I got you, Dame.
That's great.
And his wife has her own book, and they go around and they do a lot of stuff in the community.
Good. So he don't have time to talk about. So what you're telling me is he doesn't have time to go on podcasts talking about Jay-Z.
What he say on the Breakfast Club? You got all this damn time to talk about me. You ain't no boss. You talking about another man's business, right? I ain't trying to talk about business, but I recognize your business.
I got you.
I recognize his business acumen. Now, most people will disagree. Well, now you broke. What I've seen looks like he's showing he's painting a good picture for me. And,
I have this thing about calling rich people broke. And MC Hammer said this a long time ago. Pardon me, guys. I'm sorry. MC Hammer said this years ago when he was on Oprah Winfrey. When he lost all that money and stuff. Yeah. And she was coming at him like, he lost all his money. He's broke or whatever.
Yeah, she was coming at him sideways.
He said it would be a service for me to say that I am broke, because I know broke people, people who don't have money. I said I still live a good life. I'm still doing well. I don't have the tens of millions.
Sure.
But I'm still okay in a nutshell. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
So
I seen how Dame presents himself, he's doing very well for himself.
I think Dame is just hiding the money.
Whether he's hiding money or not.
No, what I'm saying is like he's not. I mean, he's not.
Well, here's my
looking
thing.
for a meal.
After what happened, I would understand why Dame is not back in the industry as hard as he was. I get it. After what he,
so you don't think him being a difficult person to work with it has anything to do with it?
I heard Diddy was difficult. I heard Barry Gordy was difficult. I've heard. So we're gonna go to generalization.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's why people don't want to work with him.
Well, and I get that. Then he's
I
like,
mean, that's what they're saying. I'm not
right,
saying
right.
that,
And I know, and you can see that because what he's like, all right, well, y'all, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and he does. He's got his own studio. He's got a ranch in like Wyoming that has a production studio.
You're really on this dude.
Come on, bro.
Damn.
Not on him. I'm just trying to keep
I
up
don't mean
with
on
shit.
him. I mean, you just
Look at him. He's trying to go with the Corey Holcomb shit again.
No,
man.
I ain't mean it like that. I just said like
sorry,
you are really a fan.
Not necessarily a fan. I want to be aware of as much as possible. I don't want to just hear Jay-Z speak. I want to hear because if I'm going to be in this,
he wasn't speaking.
But if I want to know
he
about
was minding his own business.
No, he spoke about some things. I mean, did you know one of I forget which award show it was. They gave Jay-Z an award. This had to have been like 3 years ago. He acknowledged him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm listening. He's saying stuff. He does some other interviews. The guy
took
ain't
the high road.
quiet. What's that?
He took the high road.
It's business, right?
But people were mad about that. That's what I'm saying. People were mad.
Yeah, because what do us people who are not
they thought it was a subliminal shot.
Wealthy level, what do we always say? Just be authentic. Be authentic. Be straight up. Don't do the PC
but who are
shit.
you? Yeah, but who are you to decide if a person is not being? What makes you
Because
the paragon?
here's the deal.
Hold on a minute. What makes you the paragon of righteousness and straight upness and realness? He not being real. What the hell does that mean?
It is subjective.
Number two, I have the right as a human being to evolve.
Yeah, no one's saying you don't, but I also have those people who are judging him. Once again, this is just other people, right? They put money into this guy's business. They have the right to say, do you not have the right to speak and judge your politician that you just voted for? Yes, you do.
So you vote with your wallet, right? And this is another.
If anybody comes in here, any gym I've been in, my thing is all about experience. I'm trying to give you the best experience because you just passed tons of gyms to come here. Because now what you've told me or what I'm seeing subliminally is you've earned my trust to invest your hard-earned money into what I have to say, which meets or is parallel to your values and your goals.
So you think non Jay-Z fans are spending money going to his concert?
I'm talking about Jay-Z fans and people who judge him that are spending money.
But the fans are the ones that are not judging him on those things.
Are you kidding me? You got tons of his fans judging. I know people that are Jay-Z fans that still judge him.
On what?
On his lyrics, on how he's changed things that you've said, his image and what he did not do for the culture in terms of the whole NFL thing that was an issue at that time. But
that wasn't. Okay.
That was their views, right? That was their views. We're talking about other people and how they have the right to judge that, right? I don't necessarily totally agree with it. There's some I may be like,
what is it about it you don't agree with, though?
If their
or you agree with or don't agree with?
Well, their judgment is that I don't agree with. I'm like, you have the right to judge, but
people
I don't really care because once again, me putting this much energy into Jay-Z is too much.
I get that, and
that's for other people. The people that don't invest in Jay-Z are looking at him in terms of imagery. Now, do I think Jay-Z's a bad person? I don't know.
Yeah, but you said a bunch of things. You said, you went into the Colin Kaepernick thing and all that, and everybody thought it was another abomination.
I said the Super Bowl thing. I didn't say nothing about Colin Kaepernick.
Well, okay, so that's my understanding of where this whole thing comes from. You talking about the Super Bowl? Oh, okay, you talking about the choosing of certain people to perform. Another non sequitur, as far as I'm concerned.
But do people have the right to judge him? Whether you agree with it or not or understand
I don't think they have the right to.
Why not?
I'll say it with a full chest.
This is America.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
I got the right to judge.
And this is the hypocrisy, though, because the general public has no say-so whatsoever in the history of since Michael Jackson did the first Super Bowl, right? I think he did. The general public has no say-so about who's going to be. There's no voting in the public about who's going to be the artist for next year. It's usually a surprise thing where you find out who it's going to be and all that. The public has no skin in that game. But here it is. Word is out that Jay-Z determines who's the Jay-Z, because that is his position with the organization to decide what the lineup is going to be. And he decides, because everybody wants this certain person to be there because he's from that city, a thing that nobody ever considers in the history of Super Bowls. He decided to get the person that was hot that year and that was on fire that year, which is typically what they do with these things. They get the people that's got the hot stuff going on. And everybody threw themselves in a tizzy saying that Jay-Z is doing all this kind of stuff.
Because what did Jay-Z say before? From my understanding, Jay-Z made not necessarily a promise, but a statement about what he would do for the culture.
So
that's why I say they have the right to judge.
Okay, so for the culture, so you're telling me that this dude, he picked another black man, hip-hop, who's more hip-hop than this guy.
Who was it?
Wasn't there Kendrick Lamar?
That was
Kendrick
years
Lamar.
later, though, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was a year or two later after he got the position. The first Super Bowl that he did was around COVID, where he got that position.
Okay, so you're talking 1920? That's a while.
Yeah.
So,
the
point I'm
making was why they have the right to judge, simply because if you make a statement.
But you never judged before, though. You never judged. You never had a problem with all the artists that have gone on the stage on all the Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls have we had that that has been this big entertainer thing? 20 years now.
Yeah. People had an issue with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was a guest with Shakira a few years or a number of years ago. Ricky Martin was another foreign. Gloria Estefan, I think, was on twice. I just want to throw that plug in there.
So I think the thing about Bad Bunny is some statements he made about America before that. That was a big thing that people kind of covered up. Yeah. But, and to me, that's a little different. But, again, we pick and choose. But I have a problem with Bad Bunny being on there. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I don't know a Bad Bunny song. But there's probably many artists that have been on a Super Bowl who I don't really listen to or haven't listened to all the time.
My daughter's half Puerto Rican, and you don't know who Bad Bunny is, man?
Really?
You showing me disrespect, bro.
There is a dude sitting on a street corner somewhere in Mexico right now, the hottest thing going. I don't know who he is. Everybody in this city know who he is. I don't know. But so I just think it's because of him. And again, I know people are gonna get, testy about this.
They go come for him.
Elephant in the room, man. Crabs in the bucket. It's low hanging fruit. It's easier for black people to, try to tear down somebody they think they can get at, they think is on their level, than it is these entities that are really the movers and shakers. Yeah. And that's another criticism of him too. Like, oh, well, he's not really a mover and shaker. Of course he's not really a mover and shaker. He's in the echelon as far as he probably can be in this global thing that are run by a cabal that none of us know.
You're going there.
Right? And I'm just saying, the real movers and shakers of in music, we don't even know their names.
Sure.
And we can go bigger than that. So
he's a gatekeeper.
He can't be a gatekeeper.
Why can't he?
Well, number one, he can't be a gatekeeper because it's a segment of the industry that he is a part of.
Sure.
It's a segment.
So he can't be a gatekeeper for that segment? To allow certain people in and not let people in?
Not everybody can get in anyway.
Right, but he's the one that
if
you want to get in, you got to go see him.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
I ain't saying nothing.
No, I know you're not, but I'm saying
the problem would be then be honest, right? Because the whole thing is we want We want transparency. We want honesty. We're tired.
But how come we want honesty when you didn't want honesty when it was the guy before Jay-Z, when it was the white dude or the Latin dude or what? You didn't want honesty then. You didn't want all this transparency.
Yeah,
Listen, companies and businesses and operations don't work that way. They're not coming out every 5 minutes and saying, okay, this is the next move, y'all. I just want y'all, these niggas don't know, but I'm going to let you know the next move.
So then I get you. Because then don't get, then should we be upset when people judge? Because it's like, all right, now you're not aligning with my view.
Why are you all of a sudden so invested in it now when you wasn't, when it was the other guy?
Because it stops aligning with what you told me initially and where you're going.
What did he say? What did he decree to the black community that he was going to be some stalwart? I just said stalwart for the black community. At least know how to pronounce it before you try to use it.
In the hip hop culture, there's unspoken not rules, but things you do for the culture.
Only for other black people.
Because
you don't hold Larry Cohen to any kind of standard for the black culture.
Well, no, there's a lot of people that may not be fans of his.
I said Larry Cohen, Leon Cohen.
Yeah.
We don't hold him to. Of course, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But they're not shouting at the top of their lungs with pitchforks talking about these.
No, because we're trying to worry about our community first, right?
You can't say. So you're saying that Leon Cohen is not the culture? He's been in it for over 30 years.
He has, but
he's been a major player.
But if you know you
it.
can't
I'm
go,
being
but if you know, but you know if you can't get to him, who's the next guy in line?
That's the rub right there, man. Come on.
That's their view.
Come on. That's the rub right there. What do you mean you can't get to him? What, he got a special force field around him or something?
No, it's not a matter of special. You're very hyperbolic on these damn things. You're very emotional.
No, I'm just saying, man. I just hate that it's Jay-Z, so I don't like that. So, and you said something that off camera a few hours ago.
Making me turn out to be somebody. I hope y'all.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing your shit back at you, man. So you said that you had visited. At one point, you went to Brooklyn, and a couple people you ran into, they were like, they ain't feeling.
Let's be specific. I didn't say I went to Brooklyn. Me and the tire business, we had a show.
I'm not trying to.
We got to get specific.
Okay, all right.
It's a podcast. People don't know behind the scenes. I never went to Brooklyn. We were near Times Square, Central Park. We did a tire show. I was speaking to a gentleman because we had to rent a U-Haul. To take all our tires in because we were doing a tour, a show in Central Park. I forgot how it was, but Jay-Z came up. I forget how it all came up. But he mentioned in for lack of better words, it's like we just we don't get down with him.
So there's one guy speaking for the whole city.
That's not one guy. Remember, I've mentioned listened to,
right.
and this is me speaking from the perspective of multiple people, not just your outlets.
Okay, so
and
it's crazy to me, and I know it's just a guy who said that, and it could be some truth to it.
Yeah.
But a person that pre-sells out the largest stadium in the U.S., then who is rocking with him in the city then? Because this guy said that.
Does that mean everybody's that's going to the shows from New York?
I would guarantee you. I don't know for sure.
You know how many people are not from
and
the
you know
US
how crazy that
and
is
are coming to watch these FIFA soccer games here?
You know how crazy that is? People will be lining up wrapped around the corner from New York to see Jay-Z. And the haters too.
I want to hear in the comments. Y'all people from New York, I really want to know. Y'all people really from New York, the hip-hop heads, I want to prove me wrong. I'm okay with being proven wrong.
I just want to
hear, how much do y'all with Jay-Z, the way people are making it seem like it, right?
That I want to hear right there. So, and the other part of that is this. New York hasn't been the center of hip-hop for 20 years.
No.
Thank you very much.
But that's not the point.
It is the point.
How is that the point?
Because a lot of those rappers, a lot of them, you say, well, they don't fuck with him no more. He don't come around no more. They're in L.A., they're in Atlanta.
About
they're in
people who buy his album. The people
who buy his albums. Well, I don't buy his album. Honestly, I don't. But I did buy the Black album. He hurting
your cause, Jay.
I bought the Black album, I think. And that's another thing. I knew we said we wouldn't go do this. If you're all over the place. He's not relevant. He don't have any hits. All these other people are greater than him, whatever. Jay-Z has had bangers on every album he's had.
Yeah.
Whether you like them or
Name
not. And I'm not.
Name a banger on Hard Knock Life Volume 1.
I can't because I'm not good at that. But I do know Hard Knock Life Volume 1. Isn't that hard? That is Hard Knock Life, right? It's a Hard Knock Life.
Name a banger on Volume 2.
The Takeover.
What's the second album after Reasonable Doubt?
Now you I ain't that deep with it.
Hold on.
But I'm going to
say this.
But I will say this.
And I want to hear from the hip hop heads too on this one. DMX was a hotter
and that's
artist.
What we do. That's what we do. You could do that.
Jay-Z.
And he was a hotter.
And he's a greater MC and artist than Jay-Z.
And he was also greater.
And was more relevant during Jay-Z's time than Jay-Z.
I accept all that. But guess what? He was hotter than most every fucking body that was out. So that's not saying anything.
You said he was the greatest.
I didn't say he was the greatest. I think one of the greatest.
Okay.
And that's the subjective thing, though. But, I mean, we always do that. I'm going to find some. Yeah, of course. DMX was greater than most of the motherfuckers that came out that year.
Right.
So what are you saying? He was great. Who do you think was the second greatest person that came out that year DMX came out?
I have to go back.
And mind you, you wasn't even off the porch yet. But
me?
No, you weren't off the porch yet. But it doesn't matter.
2000?
You could have been an audiophile.
2001? What was that, 2000?
99.
99?
99 was DMX's that double album,
porch?
I think.
It's hot and it's dark and hell is hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to college in 99. I graduated high school in 99.
Okay, all right, then I can't fuck with you then. But what I'm saying is,
I ain't worried about no damn age. You ain't getting me.
All right.
He was alive during Martin and Malcolm.
So anyway, my point is, who else was out that year that had a hit album? I think Eminem came out in 99, didn't he?
Don't quote me on those, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Somewhere
to think,
around
man.
there.
I was foggy at that time. My mind was, I was in a different place.
But you know that DMX though. But
because that for me, it hit differently, and I saw what.
And
it's dark and hell is hot, as well as after Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, in the same year.
Yeah.
What that shit did that Christmas, me and my boys know, my brothers know.
He's
like
the only
that
artist
hit
to do that.
different. Jay-Z was when, oh yeah, you're relevant, but you're
see,
not the greatest.
See, this is why I'm going to part from you, that because you could say that, but respectfully to all the DMX heads out there, because I'm a DMX fan. Did DMX have a string of hits year in and year out for, let's just say, 7 years? Now, mind you,
string of hits.
I'm talking about albums. Because, a string of hits to me, that's subjective. I mean, you could have an album that wasn't that great that I could say was the shit to me. It could be critically.
Was it after the Great Depression he started having legal issues?
I like
that's why he
word that shit. Yeah,
tell me if I'm wrong. Once again, I'm okay with being wrong.
My point is because, and I'm speculating. We know a lot of information now about DMX's
albums have more hit records from beginning to end than Jay-Z's albums. Who cares if he did 10 albums? If 3 or 4 or 5 of them are okay, that's like saying, "Oh yeah, LeBron is great because he went to the NFL NBA Finals 10 times and only won 4." But Michael Jordan's okay because he did 6.
No, but that's crazy to me that you're saying to me that the year Hard Knock Life came out, and I admit I'm not really good with. Some people I could tell you boom, boom, boom. Other people I just peripherally listened to. I knew that they had hits that year and blah, blah, blah. Jay-Z is one of those people. I know that he's been consistent up until he stopped making albums. Jay-Z had bangers. But now you turn around and saying, well, he wasn't that great when Jay-Z was fucking on the radio like everybody else.
What songs?
We just talked about some of them.
Yeah, Takeover.
Yeah.
Which other ones?
I'm telling you, every album had a hit on it. Every album.
One hit.
Well, I don't
One
know if
or
it was
two.
one
Or two.
Okay, so okay.
I want to listen to a great artist.
Doesn't mean that
great artist is DMX. I want to bump that shit from beginning to end, and everything being a hit banger.
You mean to tell me
from the Rough Riders
listen to, wait,
anthem.
hold on a minute. Listening to a Jay-Z album is
I'm
like
trying to do my Shaka right here. Not letting him.
listening to a Jay-Z album is like reading a book or watching a cinematic movie.
I can't believe it.
His shit is conceptual. So don't tell me that you can't sit there and listen to a Jay-Z album from front to beginning. It's like a novel. It's like reading a great piece of
and
literature.
I bet you, hold on, and I bet you can't even describe one of them novels from front to back.
Okay, I went too
It's
far
dark
with
and
that.
hell is hot. In I think it was 3 of X's 5 albums, 6 albums. I don't remember. I can describe how
Why
much
are we comparing? We may as well throw everybody else in there. Biggie only had 2 albums. They say he's the greatest of all time.
My personal thing, I would put him up there.
Tupac had, several albums, but all of his albums was in a short period of time, although he has a lot of material.
Sure. Now, I'll go why. I'll explain why, too. Why I put
But why
those
were you
guys-
comparing them? Why were you even comparing them? Why can't I like Tupac? Why can't I like DMX? And why can't I like Jay-Z just the same? Why can't I?
You can. No one's stopping you.
Okay, so I'm just
So
saying.
it's no different
why
than
we
why can't they
comparing
judge
them?
you? Because that's what we do, right? That's what we do.
That's a cop out. That is.
It's not a cop
That
out.
is just that's an easy.
It's
exit.
because it's not.
It's what we do.
Because it's what we do. People judge what you like or dislike, right?
Okay.
You
but when
judge.
you make the argument about his business acumen and this and that, and then you say, "Well, but his first album was," shit.
Whose first album?
I'm just
Let's speak facts here,
animating
man.
what somebody would say.
I don't want people to get misinterpreted.
Actually, Reasonable Doubt did not sell well on its initial. It was
Correct.
re-released
Correct.
after he got. I don't remember exactly. After the second or third album, they re-released it, and then it started going. But when
Right.
it first came out, although it was a damn good album, I had
From
it. I didn't
front-
really know.
From front to back, and that's only
Yeah,
when
but
you're
it
certain
didn't
age you
sell.
understand.
So that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It was, you said it yourself. It was a damn good album, but guess what? It did not sell.
I won't disagree with that.
It wasn't until after he got a name and had the couple of hits, which was very smart.
Yeah.
And you can only do that if you own your own record label, because imagine going to your record, if you're an artist on a label, you go back and say, that album I did 3 years ago, you think we could re-release it? Sure. Be like, that shit flopped. Get the fuck out of here.
Sure, yeah.
But when you own your own shit, like, hey, man, let's run that shit again.
Yeah, he only on the third.
Yeah.
He on the third.
So I thought that was genius.
That is genius.
And then it go to show you how, I don't know, us as,
Wait, was that just him doing that, or is that the trio?
it was just him. No, I'm joking.
Look
No,
at
no.
this.
It was his brainchild. I can tell you how it went. I'll tell you how it went.
How'd it go down?
Niggas in there smoking weed and, playing dice and shit,
Damn.
Women all over the place. Jay-Z walks in like, he just got out of the booth.
Damn. He's like your God, isn't he? You portraying him as he's just this oracle right here. Look at him coming out.
Jay-Z walks in and it's like, they using Reasonable Doubt to, cut up their stuff and everything.
Damn, you going, yo!
Hey, I got an imagination, man.
He said, y'all was doing that white girl.
And Jay-Z's like, I got an idea. Why don't we re-release this bad
You
boy?
gotta talk like him. You gotta do the laugh and shit.
I can't get Jay-Z. I got an idea. Why don't we run this shit again?
It's the rock.
It's the rock.
Ho.
It's the ROC, baby. Jigga what? Jigga who? Anyway, so my point is, being silly now. But anyway, my point is that he probably walked in and was like, I got an idea. Let's run it back. And they were probably like, man, nah, man. This shit's trash, man. Hey, man, I'm making a call. We're going to do it. Or he was dirty Jay-Z, underhanded dirty Jay-Z, who's slimy, and they woke up the next morning and $2 million was allocated to the re-release of Reasonable Doubt.
You on social media too much, brother. You getting I didn't do it to you. Do you see what happened? He just himself.
Everybody just benefit from the proceeds.
It remains. I don't want to say it remains to be seen because we've seen.
I don't think Jay-Z has anything to prove to anybody. If he wants to come out and rap, if you don't like old niggas rapping, you don't buy their albums. There's a bunch of old niggas out there who like Jay-Z. And this is another thing. This whole thing, it gets my goat. You like who you like. I mean, if you don't like an artist, you don't like an artist. That's fine. And not your style or whatever. I only listen to trap music. I only listen to this. I only listen to backpack music. Get it. Got it. But I see 16-year-olds and 20-year-olds with Led Zeppelin T-shirts on.
Sure.
I see 20-year-olds with Def Leppard T-shirts on.
Sure.
So don't tell me that the young generation ain't listening to what cats were bumping 10 years ago or 20 years ago. That's a lie.
I bet you half of those people wearing them shirts don't even know what the hell it is.
Well, you're speculating. I'm just
not.
Simply saying
because
that
I have kids that in that generation. My daughter hangs with some of those kids, and I see them. Like, you know what that is? No, it just is a cool shirt. I've heard of Led Zeppelin. Why? Because I heard just a snippet of it on TikTok.
So let me something more you can relate to. When I see a couple of young kids who is obviously younger than me, and they bumping Tupac in the car.
Tupac's different.
How old is All Eyes on Me?
I'm thinking differently in my head in terms of genre of music.
I get what you're saying. Psychologically, when a person dies young, it's that thing where they're forever young. So if he dies at 20 years old, he's immortalized as a young person.
No,
so
I'm saying
see them as
that's not what I'm saying, but I will go off of that and say we immortalize certain artists differently.
Because they died.
Tupac is immortalized differently than Led Zeppelin in communities.
Yeah, because he died and we don't know.
But when you
because he never got a chance to go through his Jay-Z phase, his Well, hold on a minute. His Jay-Z 50 Cent phase. I'm just saying, as far as evolving in the business, becoming something else, pissing people off and making mistakes and doing all these things that you say, nobody can sit around and holler, man, I like the old Tupac, man. This right here today, man. What is this talking about? That ain't gonna never happen.
We were talking about shirts first. I don't know where you went. You went off somewhere.
Because I'm simply saying that you said that, well, the people who are wearing these shirts, they don't know what they're wearing.
Half of them probably don't know.
So I hit you with another beat. I said, what do you say about the kids that are driving around bumping Tupac, a 30-year-old song that they weren't on the scene for, almost a generation and a half past them, and then you said Pac was different.
You took it from
yes, I did.
A shirt
yes.
to music.
Yeah, because people
be different.
Because people in music, typically especially the rocksters, they're different. Sure, you may have a kid that, they saw a cool shirt or whatever, but most of them, especially if they're into music, they're into that artist. They were not to say they went and got the whole collection or anything, but they were inspired by some songs they heard by that person, and they know the impact that group had in the 70s or in the 60s or in the 80s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not to say that they're some devout follower of theirs, but they know something about that artist that they appreciate. That's the only point I'm making with that. I was listening to stuff that was way before my time.
Sure.
That was still being played on the radio. Now, would I go out and probably buy a lot of it? No, but I can appreciate it. I listened to it for what it was and moved on. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, I didn't say, oh, Patti LaBelle is 40. She 40. What's she singing for? I never did. That's weird to me.
Yeah, well, that's you, and that's your generation, right? Once again, he was there when Martin and Malcolm were alive.
Yeah, but you're acting like I don't know anybody that's younger than me. I don't talk to people that are in their 20s or 25.
It's about understanding
I'm a part of the culture. I'm on the street. My ear's to the ground, player.
Do you know
Like,
that? He triggered again, T. There's some songs that from my mom's era, the Ohio Players, Boosie, all those guys,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Even in my time with Wu, even Pac, I'll throw Big and Pac and all those guys out there that they'll hear a snippet on it from TikTok or from social media and be like, oh, that's who that is? I heard that on TikTok. I didn't know. That's how a lot of now, not to take away and say everything, all your points were invalid, but a lot of these kids now really don't. They don't know. They'll see a logo and wear it and be like, oh, that's what it means? I didn't know. I just thought it was a cool shirt.
Okay, but my point is, so what? Okay, so there are definitely artists that people don't know or they don't like or they think is too old, or before their time or whatever. I am just simply saying that there are artists who, the hypocrisy in it is that there are artists that people listen to that they're not saying that when they listen to them. That's all I'm saying. They're not saying that about them. They're not saying, and Michael Jackson is a perfect example. I remember years and years ago, a family member of mine was 4 or 5 years old, and we were in the car, and they were reciting the song, I don't remember what song it was, from Michael Jackson that came on the radio. And it stuck me because it's like, already at that point, I mean, Michael Jackson's already 40 years in the game. Mm-hmm. His music is like, people just from generation to generation. I mean, that doesn't mean that there are not people that don't listen to Michael Jackson. There are probably lots of people who say that's old shit. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people who say, they're not saying, oh, that came out in the 80s. I don't like that. That came out in the 80s because he's an 80s artist. They said, no, it's a good song. It's got a good beat. It's got a good rhythm or whatever. Or, maybe they just resonate with that artist, period, and they like the song. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hypocritical to me because you don't like somebody, mm-hmm. Jay-Z. You say that he's old, he shouldn't be rapping. What is he talking about? Now all of a sudden you act like you don't know what he's talking about. His rap style is not what we're doing today. Like, he ain't got to do what they're doing today. You don't have to. There's a lot of artists who are out there that are selling records that are not doing what the mainstream artists are doing right now.
Sure.
And what happened to individualism? He ain't got to do what everybody else is doing.
What happened to individualism? That's running rampant in America right now.
Well, I'm just saying, as far from an artist standpoint, being an individual artist, like, the dude is a trendsetter. He's not a follower.
What trend did he set? I'm glad you said that. What trend did he set? I want to know.
You can't tell me that he reinvented swag, hip hop swag.
What's the trend?
That's his trend.
That's not a trend. His swag is a
his style. A lot of people have adopted and been inspired by Their rap style was inspired by Jay-Z's. And I know everybody keep running back to when he used to do well, he hasn't done that since he was a teenager. So what?
What trend did Jay-Z start?
I don't know.
He ain't started no damn trend.
But I'm just saying that maybe I'm saying what I mean by that is that
DMX is a trendsetter more than him.
Okay, all right, you keep going on DMX, but
DMX was hotter than Jay-Z
for 5 years.
Era.
For 5 years.
In that era.
Listen.
Steph Jay-Z Curry was hotter than LeBron James in that era.
Don't get in trouble, man. Don't get in trouble with that. No,
how many rings does Steph Curry have?
You get in trouble now. You get in trouble.
Didn't need to go to a super team. Sorry, I love sports, by the way.
Yeah, but respectfully, and I think people gave DMX because of the dynamic performer and how passionate he was. Totally different style. I mean, they're just two totally different people.
Well, that's not the argument, though.
But I'm not finished. DMX started out very prolific. But because of his things that he was dealing with in his life.
Extracurricular activities.
His proclivities. It derailed his career. Mm-hmm. Okay? And everybody stood around and act like the elephant in the room, like everybody was acting like was pretending they didn't see it. And in other words, what I'm trying to say is, he was giving accolades for what he had done, not what he continued to do.
Sure.
But here's this man over here. He's just chugging along, and he's had some groundbreaking albums. They may not have been, and I don't know for sure because, like I said, I don't follow charts. I wasn't following charts. I don't know if all his songs on his every release was on the top 10 Billboard for 17 weeks, and I don't think that he was that kind of artist. Don't have to be, but he did have groundbreaking albums. You can't tell me the Black Album wasn't groundbreaking. You can't tell me that 444 wasn't groundbreaking. You can't tell me that the Throne album with Kanye West wasn't a groundbreaking
That's not
album.
a solo album. I wouldn't consider that.
It's still his work. It's his work. It's his work.
How many movies did Jay-Z star in? DMX starred in multiple movies. He did stuff outside of
Again, a talent squandered.
And continued.
Talent squandered.
That's not the if we're going
and
off
his
of
best work
squandered.
again, you're talking about the first 5 years of his career.
Sure.
What movie what movie was DMX in? I'm sure he was in a low budget movie somewhere, but
Belly.
You can't name it. What movie was he in the year he died? What movie was he in the year before he died? What movie was he in the year before that, before he died?
Does that
That doesn't
validate
diminish
him or validate
I'm
his
simply
legacy?
saying that the proof is in what you don't just continue.
When's the last time Jay-Z made an album? When's the last venture Jay-Z did?
He's about to.
Ain't doing.
He's about to.
Ain't doing.
He's about to.
Look, he's in a position where he can buy off records.
Oh my goodness! See, that's what I'm saying.
I
Come
did that.
on, man.
I did that,
Come
son.
on.
Go get you another fry too.
We living in the age now where cats are not even. That's another big controversy right now.
Yeah, so that
These
means when
streaming-
you're in that
cats
position
are
of
going off
power.
streaming.
So that means when you're in
They're
that
going off
position of power,
streaming.
you have the ability and much more control to do that. There he goes with that fry.
You putting something on him?
No,
You're putting something on him that
I'm not putting
you're
anything
saying
on him.
You putting
I said
something
he
on.
could do that.
So, if that's the game in the music business, now why shouldn't he? I hit you with a beat on that.
Right,
hit you with a beat on that.
I hear you on that.
That's what
Then
all
you-
the record labels
then
are
you
doing
can't-
with their
then
artists
you can't
now.
be mad when I critique and be like, then that's not raw
Yeah,
and
but
authentic numbers, right?
you're getting
Because
ready-
all you did was artificially insulate.
And
those.
you're making an artificial argument because that never happened yet.
It's happened before,
With
and
Jay-Z?
it continues to happen.
With Jay-Z?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Love the way you
I'm ready, brother.
You threaded that needle, man.
I'm ready.
Damn.
Look, I'm a seamstress with this bitch.
All right, man. We're going to shut this down.
Yeah, we got one more topic.
I'm going to ask you this one question and I'm going to move on.
Okay.
Are you a Jay-Z fan?
Nah. I listen
Hence
to some of
hence all of your
I listen to
hence all of your
I listen to
responses.
some of his hits. Some
didn't
that
like
he,
Hard
he
Knock Life?
mentioned. Huh?
You didn't like Hard Knock Life.
No,
That
I
was
didn't say I
trash.
didn't like
I'm
it.
asking you.
I said how many hits were on Hard Knock Life.
Don't matter.
That does matter.
I got artists.
Check this out. Because check this out. This does matter. Because for me, I'm gonna throw you at this.
How many tracks?
I'm a Wu-Tang fan, right? Don't look at the artists or anything. Look at how I can easily critique, right? Because I'm a fan. Enter the 36 Chambers, bangers, beginning to end. When they did the W, fell off. Wasn't a lot of hits. There's not a lot of, I can be like, oh, I heard that on the record, or I heard my man talking about that.
There wasn't no hits.
There was one or two. That's it. It's just like some of Jay-Z's albums, right? The Dynasty was a good album. There were some cuts on that, and I remember that one emotionally.
So we just identified in the whole conversation we've had so far.
Yeah.
We've identified 5 albums off the bat that were bangers from Jay-Z, and you're still saying the same thing.
Albums. Name the songs that were bangers.
You telling me I can't name them?
Well, how are you saying that?
Because I can tell you this. There have been many songs that I've listened to, many albums I've listened to that they never played on the radio that I thought were great and I listened to and I bang.
And if I listen to the Hard Knock Life one, and you name them, I can be like, true, banger. True, banger. I can name those. DMX's, I can name them. Damien.
The 2 albums.
2 albums. He's at 3, 4.
So give me three.
The Great Depression.
Give me 3 bangers off the Great Depression, and don't just be arbitrarily naming names. 3 bangers off the Great Depression.
The Great Depression was the prayer song with his at the very end.
Was it a banger? Was they playing it all day and all night on the radio?
No, because remember you said they could be Hold on, you said this man rolling his eyes like my daughter. You said they could be bangers and they not necessarily be on the.
I said that, but that's not your litmus test.
Right. So I'm going with yours.
No.
I'll go with hold on. I'll go with mine too. Right. What's that? What's that one song? There's a video to it. Party Up. Party Up was a part of the Great Depression. The other one where he's in red was not. That was part of Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. The ones with Damien, the songs with the Locks were bangers on Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
But I'm talking about the Great Depression.
And
it's okay if you
I gave you 2.
It's okay.
I gave you. Well,
the point I'm making
that
is
one
that
was a long time ago, so I'm really trying to go back in my memory bank.
Yeah, but the Great Depression came out around 95, 96.
The Great Depression?
Was it?
No, brother. We're going in 2000s now.
I mean, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
2005, 2006. That's what I meant to say.
You got to get your facts right, brother.
No, you know okay. That was a slip. What I meant was
I've at least named some songs off of DMX
so
albums.
You're talking 6
I'm
years.
Still waiting for more than just the Takeover and a Hard Knock Life song. Because I can name a few other ones on Jay-Z's
Almost
albums.
every song on the Black album was a banger. Stop it. Stop playing. Stop playing.
What's one of them?
What's one
of them?
99 Problems?
99 Problems? Okay, that's one.
You said name one. So
Touche.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
And that opening, grand closing. Come on, get out of here.
Okay.
Come on, man. That was epic. That was cinematic.
Okay.
Look, all you had to do was just close your eyes, and it was a movie. The whole album was a movie.
What was the movie about?
I'm just saying that's the way
what was the movie about?
His life.
What's his life like?
He talked about from when he started to.
He's so general. He ain't saying shit.
Well, you can say that all day long, man. You can listen to a whole album, a whole body of work, and say, shit.
I can listen to The Coming and get the vibe from beginning to end to where it builds up.
Give me somebody else. No, I'm gonna stop playing with you because I've been playing with you up until this point. Who else other than DMX?
He took his gloves off. Now he ain't taking his. Now he taking.
Who else other than you keep saying DMX? Who else? Who else?
Who else? What?
You keep comparing DMX to Jay-Z. By the way, Jay-Z won that battle with DMX that they did in that club that time. Yeah. But anyway, just
is that why? Is that I got another side footnote, little sidebar or side footnote right here. That's why Jay-Z. Method Man on multiple podcasts said that performing after DMX was
Everybody
no
says that, and that's what I'm saying. That was so great about DMX. Yeah. DMX was multi-dimensional,
which means he outshined even the people that were on that whole tour.
Yes,
ain't nobody.
Almost all of them
came
said
for
that.
Yeah.
Look, I can't dispute what the greats have said. Right. Juvenile said it.
Yeah.
Many people have said that. I'm not going behind that nigga.
Right.
You know, not as hate as in you crazy.
But his performance, his delivery, how it makes you feel.
Right. But I
look at all of that.
But the thing is this though. But this is the problem I have with what you're saying. This is the problem I have with you right now, is that you keep comparing you keep charging that to Jay-Z. You're not saying he killed all these dudes in that era. Well, because you keep saying Jay-Z.
Well, because the conversation was
pulling Jay-Z out.
Because the conversation was Jay-Z.
Yeah,
we're not talking about Nelly doing the Roots picnic.
Yeah, so why didn't you compare him to Nelly?
Because the Roots picnic was about Jay-Z and who was the hottest at that. You were saying Jay-Z was the greatest and had this great career. I'm saying DMX was hotter than Jay-Z at that time when
So
Jay-Z
was
was at his highest.
So was Michael Jackson. So what?
No, brother, we're talking about the hip-hop.
I'm just saying, like, so what? There's always somebody hotter than you. My argument
So
isn't
you
that
started
he's
off
hotter.
saying that he was the greatest or one of the greatest.
I
and
said one of
he's
the
not.
greatest. And I also backed it up by saying people in the game say that. People who you respect as artists have said that. Now, I can't dismiss that. If you're telling me if Rakim comes up and says Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time, I have to consider that. Although I don't think that Eminem is. I think he's a great rapper. But I don't think that he's the best rapper. I don't put him on the Mount Rushmore at all. But other people will put a 3-inch cleave in my neck for saying that. My point of saying that is the greats are saying that about him. So I have to respect him as an artist and give that some consideration.
I don't think most greats are gonna knock another person in there.
They don't have to say that he's. They don't have to say that he's an inspiration. They don't have to say he's the reason why I went back and retooled my two-step. They don't have to say that. They could just say, yeah, he's good. He's great.
I think behind the camera and everything, most of those will recant that statement.
I think you're just trying to mess with me, man.
No, man, I'll be.
So I got my question
serious.
though. I got my answer. You said that he's trash. Jay-Z is trash.
I never said
he never
he's
had
trash.
a monumental moment.
I never said
he's
all
never
that.
done anything for the culture.
I didn't say all that.
You know,
he's
a backstabber.
I didn't. Wow, I didn't say all that.
You did. You said that he went to Rockefeller instead of going to the guys and saying, "Hey, look, guys,
I said he was a backstabber.
Well, I used the word backstabber, but I'm saying you implied.
There was no implication.
Well, that's what my interpretation of what your
man, you got
assessment was.
You got to listen to my words.
I'm listening to
your
words. I'm going. Listen,
because remember, you started.
I'm checking the meaning behind the words.
Your rebuttals were all in the perspective of not my views, but what the masses were saying. The people that didn't like him.
I have to do that.
Well, I'm going off of my.
Because if I just went by the people who liked him, then that would be bias.
Well, I'm going off of my view right now.
Yeah, I know, but
what we're discussing. So when you conclude saying I said he was a backstabber,
I implied that you said that.
I didn't say.
I said that you implied that rather.
Yeah,
I
he's
said
not a
that
backstabber.
you implied that he was a backstabber.
No, I would say as we had our conversation earlier off camera in the morning, it was more of the way he did that business move.
But we don't know that he did that though. That's you listening to one side, one person's. Jay-Z has never come out and told his side of the story.
Multiple people.
But Jay-Z has never come out and told his side of the story.
So what would that? What can I imply from that? I can imply that they're probably right, and he's scared to come out. That's one implication.
That would be faulty reasoning.
But how would it when I have
you
multiple
like
reasons? Like he's trying to sound articulate over here. He's trying to take your job. No. That would be one implication, right? Another implication would be like, all right, maybe he is being strategic and he's going to come out and be smart about his story, right? Or he could just be,
let him talk.
Why are you scared, man? Why are you taking so long? Why are you taking so long?
Or
so people have the right. You taking so long? What took you so long, man?
So in this little 4-minute, 3-minute freestyle he did,
yeah,
where he responded to some things that people have been saying about him. He could be, relighting a fire. He could be like saying, okay, maybe he is being strategic. Maybe he does have plans to put another project out or whatever. Or maybe it's just vanity. Maybe it's just ego. Who knows? But you can't take away the fact that all these people have been saying shit about him. Now you're mad because he came out and said something. And he did it in a Jay-Z way. He didn't go sit at the Breakfast Club and whine about they talking this and try to explain this and explain that.
What's the Jay-Z way?
He put it in He put it out as subliminals. I think it's genius to me.
So I got to read through subliminal messages.
You don't have to do nothing.
He said it was subliminal.
He said you said read through it. He answered some of the things. For example, the dude with the thing, the teeth tumbling out of his mouth. You making me to blame for that?
Dame Dash?
The dude that's stuttering, and he's talking about, things that he was there for, that he saw, but not Jay. I don't know. This is so much.
You a Jay-Z fan?
I am a Jay-Z fan.
I can tell, man.
I like Jay-Z.
I read an article that Jay-Z's plan was to make that a multiple week event, and he wasn't getting enough tickets sold.
That could be true. But guess what? The industry is having that issue right now. I just read an article the other day where a lot of artists they call it blue tickets.
Okay.
Blue ticketing or something like that. That they're just not selling the tickets now. That's across the board. A big part of that is because of how high the tickets are.
Sure.
Yeah. I love Jay-Z. There are artists I like more than Jay-Z. But I'm not going to pay. There's a certain bar that I'm not going to pay to go see him.
But
any artist.
I know a lot of people that still go to concerts. My daughter spends money to go to these Chris Brown concerts. So if you're a true fan,
I don't believe that.
You're going to find a way to.
No,
you know how many ladies have tapped into their life insurance or their savings to go to some certain concerts?
I'm a smart person. I'm not going to put myself. I'm not going to skip paying my.
You may not, but some of these people see the value in that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I'm not shitting on them. I'm simply saying that for me, that don't make me less of a fan because I chose to pay my mortgage over going to your concert, and that also have to tie into mostly a youth thing.
Okay.
Younger people will do that. When I was younger, I did it too. I had $20 on me, and the ticket was $19.95. I don't know how I'm gonna get home. I don't know how I'm gonna get there.
But I'm going to see the show.
I got the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just that's what we're gonna do. The difference between me and a person today is, back when I was coming up, I got a whole lineup for under $100.
Yeah.
Less than that, $50.
Yeah.
I got a whole lineup of who's who that year. Today, $1,500 for 15 minutes of your favorite person.
And they're going to be late.
And they're not going to have an opening act. They might have one opening at Local Cat.
Yeah.
That wasn't the way it used to work back in the day.
No. We got to.
Or let's just say a very, very big person, superstar big person who may have one opening act. It was a bomb opening act, though. Mm-hmm. It's just totally different. This is what they're growing. This is their normal. I was talking about, with DMX, I was talking about how many albums he had throughout his whole career.
Sure.
Right? Versus Jay-Z. I was talking about body of work.
Right.
You were saying that Jay-Z's first album, keep saying that. DMX's first album was so much, which they were. And no one had ever before him had two #1 platinum albums come out in the same year. Mm-hmm. That has never been done in any genre of music. But my argument to that was, what did he do after that?
Movies.
Right? I'm not asking you that anymore.
Cradle to the Grave.
I'm just saying that Jay-Z, by the way, Jay-Z's been in movies too.
Which movies?
Reasonable Doubt. Was that a movie?
No.
No, it Paid in Full, right?
He was in
Paper Soldiers?
Paper Soldiers.
Oh, he was in Paper Soldiers?
Yeah.
I was going to get
low budget movie.
It was a Dame Dash.
It was low budget.
By the way, a Dame Dash release. So anyway.
Go. Big up to Dame Dash. All the haters out there on Dame. I got you, Dame. Come on, brother. I'm with Dame Dash, man.
Okay, all right. All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Right.
We're rambling now. Hey, man, thanks so much for having this spirited debate with me. I don't know if we got it. But it was good for the culture.
I love it. Yeah,
for the culture.
See, we doing it for the culture, brother. That was part of my point with Jay-Z. Giving back to the culture. We stepped our game up and have been working to become complete men, right? So that way we can teach other men how to be complete. Each one teach one, my brother. Yeah. What are we doing for the culture? Not just, I got mine and you can't have it. This ain't just about individualism. This is about community.
I feel you, man.
Community. I love it. Next time we'll come with specific topic points, rebuttal, each 2 rebuttals, and that's it. We got to move on.
Right. All right. Shout out to Ray Sean. See you next week, my brother. And peace out.